It's actually a short ode inspired by the role determined gender conflict in the sexual political dynamic in the relationship between Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir. It's set against the backdrop of the French existentialist movement and the hegemony of prevailing global capitalism. It's untitled.
Has to be.
Jean-Paul Sartre was a great French thinker. He loved philosophising, but he was also a heavy drinker and prone to womanising. Yes, old JP had many sins. He often left Cy sobbing, while she typed up the mandarins. He was out illicit nobbing. When Simone penned The Second Sex, that seminal feminist tome, John Paul took up with his ex and was very seldom home. What good's an existentialist when you need some TLC? He's just another bloke what's pissed. Philosophy. This time he's really gone too far, Simone thought he'd have to go. She tracked him to a seedy bar and pointed her finger so. Chauvinist pig, you're in for a dig. You've had one too many. If you want to carry on that way, then shack up with Jean Genet. Hell is other people, so you right. But to me it's you, JP, you pile of shite. I thought you'd be moved by that. The next little poem I want to do was just to sort of this all to illustrate that I do have serious credentials as a feminist poet. Some of you may be aware of the fact that I have just finished the feminist version of the D.H. Lawrence novel Lady Chatterley's Hoover, and I've also translated 100 Years of Shopping by Imelda Garcia Marquez. So this is a little poem I wrote which was inspired by Joan, my friend, who when I asked her which Jane Austen heroine she'd like to be, she gave me this reply. So this is Pride and Prejudice. Which Bennet sister would you be? Placid Jane? Lively Lizzie? My friend said, girl, I'll tell you this, when it comes to Pride and Prejudice, there's only one good role for me. Rich Bold Darcy, Mr. Darcy. I'd be him any day, on his high stepping grey, cutting a frightful dash with Pemberley and all that cash, gliding into Derbyshire, independent, free from fear, no petticoats and big long knickers, bossy patrons, whinging vicars. I won't be some poor spinster bitch. Just give me bollocks and make me rich. Now this is something, a very short poem, it's something that I get a bit cross about, which is the way that all the major conglomerates, all our big multinational companies, have started hijacking all the green, homesy, folksy, friendly sort of qualities in their advertising, so that everything is green and good for you and thoughtful for the environment when it's not. So this is called Blackberries and Apple Mac. Blackberries and Apple Mac sounds like a tasty Scottish snack. Instead, they are another way to steal your time and make you pay, enslave you to technology, push porn and mediocrity, when all you really want to see is something scrummy for your tea. That's my sort of Pam Ayres mug. And there's another one here, which this is kind of inspired by a similar thing, really. I think Clint Eastwood put it eloquently as sort of, don't piss down my neck and tell me it's raining. And so this is sort of dedicated to all our mendacious politicians, but it was originally especially inspired by Tony and George, and it's called Ministry of Truth. Extraordinary rendition sounds like a musical accolade. Collateral damage, something for which insurance can be paid. Friendly fire should be cosy, warm and nice. Theatre of War is surely starring Vincent Price. Blue on blue may sound rude to you, But what is actually true is that these linguistic compromises are just shoddy, shabby disguises for when truth bleeds and dies, buried under bloody lies. And this is one that I feel duty bound to do, because Patrick, as a devout vegetarian, likes it very much, and it's dedicated to the lovely Afghan butcher of Tooting, who was once a butcher's boy, Faridin Shahabzi, who is now actually entrepreneur with his own shop in Balham, and even more gold teeth, more diamond earrings, and all his little brothers who he's brought in from Jalalabad to also work in the butcher shop. He's a really great character. I've been following his progress for years and years, especially lovely little moments when he almost got deported, and he's arrested because he was out drinking with Polish boys. And the old butchers in the shop used to update me, so they go, "Oh, Faridin, very naughty boy. Faridin's out drinking very much vodka with the Polish boys. He can't drink vodka. He's arrested. Polish boys EEC. Faridin in detention. Faridin," and this is where they all fall about laughing. "No lamb meat, no rice, fish fingers, chips." And they all laugh heartily at their poor incarcerated brethren who spent his entire month's wages, 800 quid, he told me, on Mars bars for the other hungry Afghan detainees in Oxford, DC. So I felt very sorry for him. I'm really glad now that he has his own butcher shop. But this was inspired when he was still, you know, a mere butcher's boy. So it's called Hello Love, Salam. The Afghani butcher's boy has eyes of shyest green. They slither from bold to coy, leave little left unseen. He comes from the wild borders, mountainous, cool, remote, where Taliban give orders and Quran is learned by rote. School is just some old imam sitting beneath the trees. Women are both worthless mules and endless fantasies. The UN drops its food aid, the Allies only bombs. He escapes from an air raid, finds everybody gone. So now he's here in Tooting, the Afghan butcher's boy, safe from bombing and shooting, his sharp knife just a toy. Expert, he cuts chopped slices through sheep and cows and goats. Halal free from vices, blood drained through slitted throats. He speaks Pashto and Farsi, writes numbers but not words. He's learnt to speak in Cockney, Bosnians and Kurds, Jamaicans, Nigerians, he greets with Watagwan, Iraqis, Algerians, Assalamu alaikum. He cuts beef korti korti and chicken chinga chinga, leaves the lamb dicky dicky chops, gosh chops, when you're ready. He sports a diamond earring, hair or mobile phone, says it cool and ting, you want that on the bone? Potato head, he calls his mate, that's aloo head to you. My English is not very great, he shrugs, but what to do? While women wait inside the shop, he still comes over shy. His hands chop non-stop through bellies, breasts and thigh. Sometimes his green eyes linger, can't help but go astray. He's almost lost a finger, but still he chops away. Tooting's a confusing mix, blood money, lust and joy, and women with alluring tricks to tempt an Afghan boy. Now I'm just going to do one more video, I think, for and this is for Francis and all the teachers. I'm sure there's more than one teacher. Teachers and poets go together somehow. How we suffer. So this is for anyone who's ever had to teach in a school, and it's called School's Out. No more Latin, no more French, no more sitting on the old school bench. We're all doing media studies, blogging with our Facebook buddies. Got no time for the 3 R's, though we still expect A stars. In English we ain't even fluent, 'cause we're always playing truant. We devote our time to photo texting, happy slapping, unsafe sexing. We call the staff by their first names. Don't do no gym and no team games. We run in corridors, smoke in sheds. Can't keep nothing in our heads. We're innumerate and half dyslexic, prone to self-harm, anorexic, hyperactive, easily led. At least that's what we're tell Ofsted. We reject your middle-class perspectives because we've got our own objectives. Jamie Oliver's just poncy. We want to sit and watch Beyonce, eat deep-fried food, maybe jelly, grow up fast and get on telly, make loads of dough, buy loads of blow, sell our stories to hello. Forget trying to rein us in, the cane, the birch, all discipline. That's called inappropriate behaviour. Ask Esther Ransom, she's our saviour. You got to get on our learning curves, or we'll denounce you, pedo pervs.
It's rather a theme tonight, hasn't it?
Thank you very much for having me.